Hi guys, Will here, Managing Director of Agents Army. Back with my second in the series of quality control videos that we're doing, hopefully to give you a little bit of a helping hand if you are trying to improve the quality or improve the service of what you do. That's the purpose of these videos. In my last video, I ended by talking about failure demand, and just as a recap for those of you who have forgotten or who missed it, failure demand is a way of managing quality whereby you rely upon customers' complaints to come in and then you respond to those complaints. So you'll monitor them, measure how many complaints are coming in and whether the complaints are going up or down, and you use that as your metric for deciding whether you are doing a good job or not. And as I said in the last video, the downside of that is that you are entirely reliant upon people outside your organisation to complain. So you're waiting for their feedback to tell you whether you're doing a good job or not. So you're not being proactive about setting your own standards. So I want to talk about the first of the things that we do internally to ensure that we're setting our own standards rather than relying on complaints. The theory being, and it works in practice, is that if you manage things correctly internally, then you don't get the complaints in the first place. So you don't have to rely on them. So the first thing that we do is what we call observation visits. So observation visits are where we go to site with our cleaning teams or with our maintenance people, and we check out what they're doing. The purpose of this is to watch them going through their process on site, see how they're doing things, see what equipment they're using, see if they're dressed appropriately, see how they're dealing with your clients on site. And just watch them while they're doing their job. And that just allows you to understand if there's any areas for improvement that you should be able to pick up on whilst you're on site with the people. Now, what that's great for is having a two-way communication between the manager and the person on site doing the work. So they're able to work together to talk about how they can improve their quality. But it does have one major flaw, and I'm sure you can think what it is already. The major flaw of the observations is that the team that you're dealing with, or the individual that you're dealing with, knows that you're coming, and that when you are there and they know they're being observed, they will do their absolute best work. So there is an issue with that, is that you aren't necessarily observing how people are working on a normal day-to-day basis. You're observing them working at their very best. So how do we deal with that? Well, I'm going to talk to you about how we deal with that in our next video. We have another process that we carry out to make sure that we're not purely relying on data that we get from the best possible the visits when people are working at their best possible way. So next video will be coming out in a week, and I'll talk to you about how we deal with this issue to make sure that we're getting information from our teams about their standards and quality without them knowing that we're doing it. Okay, I'll see you in a week.